Jahao. Hello everybody. My name is Garrick and welcome to Taiwan, Lao Mai. And welcome to my apartment building's kitchen, which as you can see is pretty small, but it is home. So today we are going to make a delicious meal with all the lovely things I bought at the market in our first video. And in case you couldn't tell from the lighting, it is the next day. Turns out editing a video is more exhausting than you'd think, so yeah, it was gonna be that night's dinner. It instead became tomorrow's lunch, so here we are. I'm sure you're devastated about it, but we will move forward together, alright? Also, yeah, I got a haircut after yesterday, so if you were looking forward to more of those beautiful golden locks, I am sorry. They will grow back, don't worry. My hair has a habit of bouncing back from even the deepest and darkest recesses of the abyss. But that's for another day. For now, we've got some cooking to do, so sit back, relax, and enjoy as I show you how to make some garlic butter shrimp with delicious tomato toasts. See you soon. Alright, first thing we need to do is lay out all our ingredients, which we have done. First and most importantly, we have our shrimp, heads still on of course. I'm going to show you how to take these heads off easily. It's going to be pretty gross, so be ready for that. We got some salt and some butter. Butter for the shrimp, salt for seasoning everything. We have all our produce here, our big fat scallions, our nice juicy tomatoes. We have a bunch of garlic because we're going to use a lot of garlic. And we got some delicious French bread to make toasts out of. French bread is surprisingly cheap here. You can buy a big loaf from the supermarket for just 40 NTD, which is like $1.30 in US money, I think. We also have soy sauce, which I'm going to use in place of balsamic vinegar to make those tomatoes extra tasty. And this is a little bit cheating because I have some leftover cucumber salad from last week that's still good. And I'm just gonna make a little more to show you how that works. Cucumbers, rice wine vinegar, and honestly, I'm not quite sure what these are. I picked them up at the market last week. I think possibly ramps. Okay, so we have all our ingredients. Now there's only one thing left to do. Let's get started. First things first, wash all your produce. Get all the dirt off it. This is actually really interesting to film, I'm finding out. I have to think about every step of the process way more than if I were just, you know, cooking solo. Okay, produce is washed. We got our tomatoes, scallions, cucumber, ramps. Next thing we're gonna do is we are going to mince some garlic. Now, I really like garlic, so I'm gonna be using a lot of garlic in this recipe. I have a full head here. I'm probably gonna use some more from this head as well, but you can adjust to whatever fits your particular taste. I like garlic though, so we're using a lot. All right, got our whole bunch of garlic cloves here. I'll tilt it up so you can see. Please don't fall over. Oh, they fell over. Okay. Yeah, whole bunch of garlic cloves on here. So now, we gotta mince them. Pro tip for mincing cloves of garlic. If you want to get them out of their paper skins, you want to crush them with the flat edge of a knife. Let me see if I can tee up a good shot like this. Yeah. So just watch my knife. Press on top, flat edge down, and crunch! With the flat of your palm. Crunch! Did you hear that? See that? It's already starting to pop out. We can crunch harder than that though. Let's try again. Crunch! Oh ho ho, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Come on. And look at that. All popped out nice and easily. That is some fresh garlic. And of course you don't have to go one clove at a time. You can do a whole bunch together, especially with a knife this big. Oh, listen to that. That is what we... Oh no! Okay, rule number 2 of shooting a cooking show. Make sure your phone is not in the line of fire. Second tip, chopping close garlic, cut off the heads and tails after you crush. Ka-chonk. A ka-chonk. Oh, missed that one. Ka-chonk. Third rule, clean up as you go. Throw away the scraps or else your cutting board is gonna get cluttered and your garlic cloves are going to stick to all the loose papers and scraps that you've got flying around because garlic is sticky. It is sticky, my boy. Crunch. Off. flip, off. Gets easier the more you do it, trust me. Starting to realize I probably should have used my bigger cutting board for this. Big knives are not conducive to working on small cutting boards, especially with this much garlic. Cooking show YouTuber pro tip, make sure your equipment is all the right size before you start filming. Alright, garlic is all peeled, now it is time to mince. So when you're mincing garlic, you want a nice big knife that can easily get over all the cloves. Your first cut can be a little loose and hectic because you're just trying to get them into small enough pieces to manage. Alright, let's see if I can frame this shot without blocking the camera. There we go. Alright, that's more like it. As you can see, we're starting to get smaller pieces already. Make sure to wipe your knife off between every cut, because again, garlic likes to stick. Scrape them together, get them in a nice neat pile, and the smaller your garlic gets, the easier it will be to cut them. And you can see I'm using my other hand as leverage, because when you're cutting garlic, you don't want to go straight down like this. That will not give you as much power or accuracy as you want. Then you want to use it more like a lever. Keep this hand here as a fulcrum, and you can already see how much faster I'm able to cut. Another thing that helps is, when you do this, also tilt your knife just slightly so you're cutting at an angle. Not quite sure why that works better, but I find it does a much better job to release the garlic juices as you cut. Doing it like this gets the pieces smaller much more quickly, which is what you want, because you don't want to spend your whole day mincing garlic, as fun as that might be. Okay, I lied. You can do it off the board a little bit. Just make sure you keep close to the ground, and you keep using this hand as a fulcrum. Okay, garlic is minced. Look at how small those pieces are. So, yeah, this is a decent chunk of minced garlic. Let me see if I can scrape it together, give you a better view. Yeah, that's more like it. Look at that. Yeah, that is a decent chunk of garlic. That will do us very well. And I think it is time to move on to the rest of the produce. Okay, next up we're going to make the cucumber salad, and for that we're just going to need the ramps and the cucumber, and also the rest of the cucumber salad that I still have over here. Okay? Okay. We will start with the ramps, because those are easier. And again, I'm just calling them ramps because that's what I think they are. I'm not sure if that's what they actually are. If you, brave audience, know what these actually are, please tell me. I would love to know. Anyway, so ramps are really simple. You just bunch them up all together, put your knife and chop, 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 and keep going until you've chopped the whole thing. Make sure you're chopping nice small pieces, like you can see approximate size of them right here, because otherwise you'll get, big huge chunks of oniony stuff in your mouth, and that might be pleasant for some people, but it is not for everyone, so keep that in mind. Okay, that is actually substantially more ramps than I was anticipating, so this is going to be a very rampy cucumber salad. I see no problem with that. Since we already have our cucumber salad, we can just put the ramps right in. Now I'm being a slob and using my fingers because I'm only cooking for myself. If you're ever cooking for other people, make sure you do not do this. This will get you kicked out of every halfway decent kitchen in America. See this, Mom? Definitely eating my vegetables. Okay, next up, cucumber time. As you can see, this is a pretty long, pretty thin cucumber. That's the kind you want best for a cucumber salad. Again, the big ones, they're too watery, they make everything sort of bland. The thin ones like this are able to soak in the vinegar more easily. What you want to do is you want to first cut off the two ends like so, turn around like so, put them to the side, Now what we want to do is we want to cut this into 4 even strips. So start up here, careful with your fingers, slip your knife between, and straight through. 2 halves. Now you want to flip those halves onto their belly, and you want to, as you might expect, cut those into half again. Again with your fingers, be careful, straight through. Make sure you watch what you're doing here. You do not want to accidentally slice your fingers off. Boop. And look at that. 4 nice even cucumber strips. Now all we do is we stack them up together, and we go chop, and chop, and chop, and chop. And as you can see, we are once again doing nice small pieces. You want to be small enough that you can comfortably fit a bunch in your mouth at a time. I guess you could do bigger, but again, smaller they are, the more easily they soak up the vinegar and take in all that tasty tanginess. And look at that, easy peasy. Breaking all the sanitary rules. Breaking all the sanitary rules. And last but not least, we need some rice vinegar. Or really any vinegar, but I feel like rice vinegar works best. Now don't go too heavy. You don't want a vinegar soup with cucumbers swimming in it. You just want enough so that this stuff all gets marinated and is able to soak easily. And we will mix that all together. And obviously you can improvise, you can do whatever you want with this. You can add chilies, you can add peanuts, you can add all sorts of different flavors. I'm keeping this one pretty simple because it's what we have on hand, but I assure you it will still be tasty. Alright, now that goes back in the fridge to stay cool while we work on the rest. Goodbye, sir. And now it's tomato time. So I'm actually going to try to do something I've never done before and roast these whole in our handy little toaster oven over here. Never roasted whole tomatoes before. I figure I'll just give them a nice clean chop off the ends, toss them in salt, maybe a little soy sauce. They say man's best friend is a dog. I disagree. I think man's best friend is aluminum foil. Okay, we got salt, we got garlic, we got soy sauce. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to wrap them up in a parcel, sort of like if I was doing a roasted garlic, because I think that'll help the flavors get combined a lot better. Isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Not sure what specific cooking time to go for. I think I'm gonna shoot for power 160 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna go for 15 minutes. And we'll see how that looks. These are pretty small tomatoes, so I don't want to risk, like, over-roasting them and making them black and burnt. Okay, and now that that timer is going, we do have to hustle a bit, so let's move on to the scallion. Nice, big, fat scallion. Look at him. Alright, first thing you want to do is you want to chop off this end, obviously. Ka-chonk. And look at that, it's split in 2 for us. Isn't that beautiful? Alright. Next thing you want to do is you want to get rid of all these ends up here. Let's say about here looks good. Just like before, you just have to go chop, 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 chop. And notice once again my knife is not fully leaving the cutting board. It's just lifting up. The end is like a lever pressing down. It gives you more control, it gives you more power, it makes things much easier to cut. Some people like to separate the white part and the green part of the scallion when they're chopping. I do not. I think they taste about the same. They're both equally delicious, so why make them sleep in separate beds, you know? Pro tip, wash your dishes while you're preparing and cooking. Don't wait for the end. It will save your life, trust me. Right, we're gonna take a quick second to prepare our bread as well. And boom, cut right down the center. And cut in half, so we got 4 nice big toasts to hold all that juicy tomato goodness. And now, at last, the men of the hour. And women, or probably some female shrimp in there, I don't know. Right, so when working with head-on shrimp, you have 2 choices. Leave the head, take it off. For this recipe, I'm going to be taking the heads off just so I can show you how to do it. You are totally fine to do whichever suits your preferences. Here's how you take a shrimp head off easily. 1 hand here, 1 hand here, and just twist and pull. And look at that. God, that's gross. We're gonna do things assembly line style, so we're gonna start with taking off all the heads, twist and pull. Boop. Gets easier to do the more you do it. So we got our hands here, twist and pull. Ugh, that's gross. Yeah, this process is definitely gross, no two ways about it. Twist and pull. But it is worth it because head-on shrimp carries the most flavor even after you take the heads off, I find. Ugh, brain juices. So gross. Now, most important step, wipe down the counter, because this just got gross with so many shrimp juices, my god. Pro tip, don't throw out the shrimp heads, keep them, they'll make a good stock. Don't forget to wash with soap. Alright, I took a quick head count, or headless count, I guess, and we have 26 big lovely shrimp in here. If you remember from last video, that just cost us 200 NTD, which is like less than $7 US. That's value. Right, next step, nice and easy, you just gotta peel the shells off. Helps to turn the shrimp in your fingers, I find. The shells come off in a sort of, what's what I'm looking for, spiral, circular motion, something like that. Oh, actually our next step is to check the tomatoes because that was the timer. I'll be right back. Okay, tomatoes definitely need more time. I set them for another 15 minutes. Let's go back to peeling these shrimpy boys. Make sure you get the tails off too, because these things are spiky and no good. Yes, this is all very gross right now. We will wash them again, don't worry. Gonna be honest, I really kind of hate peeling shrimp. It takes so long. It's so gross. Like, say what you want about pulling the heads off, at least that's like over in a second, and it's honestly kind of fun. This is just tedious, my guy. I hate peeling shrimp. I hate peeling shrimp. Oh, good God above, I hate peeling shrimp. Boop. Shrimp, 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 I hate peeling shrimp. Shrimp, 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 God above, I hate this shrimp. Shrimp, shrimp, I hate peeling shrimp, shrimp, I hate peeling shrimp, shrimp, I hate peeling shrimp, 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 I hate peeling shrimp, shrimp, I hate peeling shrimp, shrimp, I hate peeling shrimp, hey! Okay, shrimp are finally peeled. Now it's time for the most important step, the deveining. So, if you've never worked with shrimp before, this is the most important step. So you just want to cut straight down the middle. You don't want to cut through the whole thing, just make a slit in the top. A shallow little slit. Let's see if the camera can pick this up. Yeah, something like that. Because you see, when you get the shrimp from the market, they still have the intestinal tract inside. You get all the poop and stuff. And it is, let me see if this will see, yeah. See all that black stuff there? That is the intestinal tract. And if you make your shrimp without first getting rid of it, pulling it out, you will be serving yourself or your guests actual shrimp poop. Not very nice. So yeah, just slit down the top, take a peek inside. Ooh, it's much more prominent here. See that? Yeah, that's what you want to get rid of. So just, I know it's gross, but you need to get a finger in and just pull it out. Boop. Make sure the whole thing comes out, because sometimes a little bit gets stuck in the tail portion. You want to make sure that comes out too, because that is still gross. Also, the tomatoes dinged again. They were closer this time. I gave them another 10 minutes. I think that will probably finish them off, but we will see. Meantime, I'm going to deal with all these shrimp, and I will see you on the other end. Okay, tomatoes are done. I let them go for another 10 minutes, so altogether that came out to about 40 minutes at 160 Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit off the top of my head. I'll make sure to put that in post, but yeah, those look really good. Also, look at that, our shrimp are done, yay! Okay, everything has been washed and put away to dry. The shrimp I rinsed one more time to get all the gunk off. I think at long last, we're ready to make some shrimp. All right, here is our setup. We have our shrimp. We have a little more salt to put on them. We've got our butter, we got our scallions and garlic, and we have our nice big pan. So let's turn this on. And we are going to start on our lowest setting because our first mission is to melt the butter. We want a nice big knob of butter because we are making a lot of shrimp here. And we're just going to let that go until it all melts. And look at that, it disappeared before our eyes. Okay, next up, we gotta add these bad boys. Garlic and scallions, lots of them, because again, lots of shrimp. And just stir them up. Get them all nice and incorporated. You want that allium flavor soaking into every inch of this sauce. We are also just quickly gonna toast our bread as well, just for maybe 6-7 minutes, something like that. Now just get a nice little crispy crust on it to soak up all that tomato juice. Man, listen to that sizzle. Alright, once it's gotten all nice and sizzly like this, I think it's time to add our shrimp. Scoop! Just toss them around, get them all over the pan. Already you can see they're starting to turn red from the cooking. That's a good sign. Just gonna throw a little more salt in there. Make sure they're all seasoned very well. Dun 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 dun. Salt. Da-ba-da-bum. If I was feeling really spicy, I'd be making pasta to go along with this as well, but I am not that energetic today. So, we have our shrimp. It's been salted, it's cooking. What we want to do now is turn the heat up to medium, not all the way to high, just to medium. Then once it's at medium, get a lid, put it on. And that way the heat will circulate and all the shrimp will cook evenly instead of just browning on one side. And yeah, now all we have to do is wait. I would say check at around 4 minutes just to be safe. Okay, I lied, we're checking at 3 minutes because these are already starting to look done for me. Really, it all depends on the size of your shrimp. I guess these were smaller shrimp than I anticipated, but yeah, those are a beautiful color. I'm just gonna check one real quick. Ow, that's a bad idea. Chef pro tip, don't stick your fingers into boiling food. All right, taste test time. Oh yeah, those are ready. Those are 100% ready. Turn the heat off. My God, that was delicious. All right, behold our spread. We have our scallion garlic butter shrimp looking mighty tasty. We have our roasted soy garlic tomatoes. We have our beautiful cucumber vinegar salad. And we have a couple pieces of toast to go with it all. I realized making maybe 4 pieces was too much, so I put 2 away for another day. But yeah, we're gonna assemble ourselves a plate and we are going to dig in. Gaze, if you will, upon perfection. Now it is time to eat and see how well this idea worked out. Starting with our shrimp. Look at that, still smoking. That whips ass. Oh my God, there's the butter, the scallions and garlic have been mellowed out by the butter, so there's just the slightest bit of that oniony sharpness, which is just what you want. Our shrimp is perfect temperature. It's cooked all the way through, it's still got a nice give to it, it's not over. So yeah, for shrimp that size, 3 minutes is probably closer to what you want it for. At least 3 minutes on medium. Anyway, next up, tomatoes. That is so unctuous and savory, and I think the soy was the perfect touch. Okay, what we're gonna do now is we are going to, come on camera, work with me, we are going to put our squishy roasted tomato onto our toast. Look at that squirt out. Oh. But let me just confirm on camera that it is indeed delicious. As I expected, delicious. That really is the best bruschetta I have ever made. Granted, I have not made much bruschetta, but still. And the best thing is, you can use the rest of the bread to mop up all the soy tomato juices that were left behind. Doesn't get better than this, folks. Last but not least, we gotta try this cucumber salad. And this, I already know is good because I have already made it. But let's see. Pro tip, don't eat cucumber salad with chopsticks. Falls on the floor. He said as he continued to eat his cucumber salad with chopsticks. That's good stuff. It's light, it's refreshing, it's got a lot of tang, it's the perfect sort of palate cleanser from all the rich flavors of the shrimp and the tomatoes. Oh my gosh. I may not look it, but I have been filming this video for like 2 hours. I am starving. Once again, do as I say, not as I do. No chopsticks with the cucumber salad. Alright, so I am inclined to call my first cooking video a rousing success. Everything was delicious, we kept things neat and tidy all throughout. Now all that's left to do is for me to devour my lunch, clean up the rest, put everything away because we are going to have tons of leftovers. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me again on Taiwan Laowai. I'm going to eat my lunch and then I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. So, thank you all for joining me, and as always, 再见. Bye bye.